Gentlemen?
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, Cyclone Duke here once again with some TF2 gameplay as the Scout, using these new Pyromania Scout weapons, the Boston Baby Face Blaster or whichever, and the new pistol also, the name of which I can't remember quite right now. Let's talk about the Scattergun first. This Scattergun slows you down to a speed slower than a demo man, but faster than a soldier when equipped. It also does 30% less damage, so don't expect your meat shots to be hitting quite so hard. However, the weapon is also plus 40% more accurate, meaning you've got a lot more mid-fight potential. Your shotgun has a longer range. Awesome. The biggest thing about this weapon is, of course, that speed mechanic. You start off moving slower than Demo Man, but if you deal 100 points of damage total, you'll move faster, all along as you deal damage. If you deal 20 damage, you're going to move 20% faster. So it scales up pretty easy and you're going to build it up pretty fast. 2 good meat shots at mid-range will do it, no problem. When you're fully sped up, you'll be moving at the speed 130% at the speed of a normal Scout. That's double your speed. This is pretty damn fast. I really enjoyed having this fast speed. It felt like I had great map control. I was able to run far and wide to get health when needed and return to fights instantly. Many times in a fight I would retreat twice, run away, pick up a health pack and come back to finish the job. This went really quickly and I felt that I had barely missed any experience in the fight at all, and I found it very beneficial. Normally, losing the ability to jump is really going to hurt you as a Scout. Not only in combat when fighting soldiers or demo men, or in general avoiding damage, but also in terms of map control. If you're playing Granary and you reach that middle point, you want to be able to jump up onto those cargo boxes so you can flank people. Not with this set. Jumping will reset you back down to the speed slower than a demo man. It only takes another 100 to bring it back up, but you'd want to be mindful of it. However, on maps like Nucleus or Lakeside that I'm playing here, where there's not a gigantic need to leap around to get to special areas, you can just run everywhere. I wasn't really feeling the lack of a jump, penalty. I didn't jump at all during this gameplay whatsoever. I think the only time I jumped once is because I went into the pool of water to get off some fire damage. Also, of course, notice the fact that the players on the server aren't amazingly good. I just joined a random pub so I could play a bit of Scout, which is normally one of my worst classes to play, and show you guys the weapons. So I expect that on higher tiers of skill, better players are really going to be able to punish you more for not being able to jump, so don't expect too much at higher levels of play. As for the pistol gives you an extra 15 health, taking a basic Scout up to 140 health, or a Sandman Scout up to the basic 125. The pistol fires 20% slower though, as a penalty to this. Another upside is the fact that you don't take falling damage anymore, but I feel this is hardly worth mentioning. The biggest thing about this weapon is a pretty interesting downside. It gives you a 50% fire vulnerability debuff. This means that you're going to take 50% extra damage from pyros. Burning damage alone from the fire dot is going to do 90 damage, and this is if you don't just get incinerated in the first place. Basically, if a pyro touches you, like one does here because they get stuck in a wall, yeah, you're going to vanish from the world in front of their eyes. So don't fight pyros. When used in conjunction with the new Scattergun, the Baby Blaster that speeds you up and all that, I didn't find this to be too much of a worry. When I was on very low health, I just played it safe. It didn't take me very long to get a measly 100 damage in, and you don't even need the full 100 to be able to outrun a pyro. Only about 30 or so. And when I was moving fast, pyros weren't a problem at all. I don't need to jump to avoid their flames, and the extra movement speed was all I needed to decide at what range we fight. Take that to mid-range, which the extra accuracy on the Scattergun helps, and you've got a winning combination. The Rap Assassin that I'm using for my melee weapon, isn't a new weapon from the patch, but it's the Christmas weapon that can launch a ball to give the opponent a bleed damage effect. I chose this because I wanted some more mid-range damage potential, which is really what I find the set is all about. Staying at mid-range. You got your pistol, it fires slower, but it's still good for killing people. 20% less firing isn't that bad. Your Scattergun does less damage, so you're not going to be going in for those meat shots too often, but the extra accuracy really makes mid-range combat more capable since more of the bullets hit the enemy. And then the Rapid Assassin Toss finishes it all off, pardon me, with that extra dot effect. You've got a lot of tools at your disposal here, but the inability to jump would be crippling on a lot of maps or at higher skills of play. The pistol seems okay, so long as you play it safe around Pyros. In general, I'm really enjoying this set. I really feel like I've got an awful lot of map control on this map that doesn't need me to jump, and you can just walk everywhere. It made me feel very much like truly a scout. I was everywhere on the map at all times. I was so fast, everyone was running into me. I had a higher chance of roaming into fights that my teammates were already fighting in, and I'd be able to help them and finish them off. I do mop up a lot of easy kills, just putting the last few bullets into someone to finish them off. I'd like to think that my extra speed helps me do this because it gets me around the map. I get to see more of the map faster. This means I can get involved in more fights. I wouldn't expect this to be of too much use in payload, or I'm not going to say capture the flag, because even though it would be nice to move faster with the flag, you gotta have that double jump to even get to the flag room usually, and you're gonna have so much fire on you, you're gonna need to jump on your way out. But on maps like King of the Hill, really just King of the Hill, I'm not gonna say control points, because control points are always gonna need you to jump to get around places. Like on Badlands, you want to jump over to those spires, there's a lot of opportunities for that. But I'd say for Nucleus and Lakeside, this scattergun is pretty good. I'm not really sure where the pistol goes. I guess you could use it with any set if you want to have that health bonus, so kind of like the Milkman set, but not needing to be forced into the milk and the fish. Well, that's about all I have to say in this set, guys. One other thing to say is, I'm not normally a very good scout. I'm a terrible scout, in fact. It's my least played class. It's just too twitchy for me, and despite the fact that I'm moving so fast with this gun, I found I was playing an excellent scout tonight, at least by my own standards. Not that they're very high. I'm not sure if that's due to the weapon set or the fact that I'm not quite 100% sober, but maybe you guys will have some input on that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave you guys to watch the rest of this gameplay, but as always, thanks for watching and have an exquisite day.
Mission ends in 60